you thought it was for?
We were driving along 95.
Oh, and just speak up a little bit, please.
We were driving along 95, and we saw this bright sign, and I just assumed it was for a Mexican restaurant.
All I can remember about it is, like I say, it's been a few years back, but it was probably one of the most well advertised attractions that I can remember in a long time.
A bunch of annoying, repetitive billboards constantly, then a giant hat, and then I just keep driving.
The sombrero kills me every time, and it's a funny story. My wife happens to be Dominican, so when we first moved down, first started seeing those signs, was it coming north from Florida, I asked her if she wanted to stop in and see her relatives. So I get slapped often.
I just remember as a kid being from upstate New York, living in Buffalo, New York, outside of Buffalo, Lockport, New York. When we first went to Florida, stopping at south of the border, and I thought this was the biggest place in the world. It was like, oh my gosh, and then my dad's like, we're not here yet. So it's pretty big.
When you first arrived at south of the border as a kid, what was your initial impression?
Well, when we first came out here, and it was so much louder, and I went, wow. You know, I said, you know, I just felt like, you know, in today's time, I was at Disney World. You know, I mean, it was just so much to see, you know, and at every corner, you know. So it was just fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I can already tell that there don't seem to be many people here, but that is not much of a surprise, seeing as I-95 is right that way, and when that was built, that basically killed this place.
Well, I don't think there's anything like it anywhere. There are probably similarities with maybe one in California or here or there, but it's one of a kind.
It's crazy because people came here because they had to, but they don't really know what they're missing anymore. And now people are just taking I-95 so they can get somewhere faster, but they're missing something truly amazing. And you know, look, it's clear that, as I said before, there aren't many people here. Yeah, you see some people riding those things, but other than that, it's a little sad. I guess that's why I'm making this thing, so that hopefully people will see this, and then hopefully they'll comment. If they don't, at least they'll be able to actually miss this place. This isn't just a t-shirt shop, actually. This is also a leather shop, so we'll definitely be taking a look at some of that. All right, so let's go. You know, I'm pretty tired of this hat. I'm gonna just get a new one. This is cool. Looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Looks good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you know what? No. Forget that one. What is this? Oh, from Alice in Wonderland. Nice. Let's try this on. Oh, even better, right? You know, just go around wearing this all the time. Yeah, that does. Well, you know what? Just, there we go. You know? It's pretty cool. This thing all over. How much is this anyways? This is $34. Are you kidding me? $34 to look like this. That back. Long. Again. This is really the icing on the cake. Cheetah Woods. Okay? That's at least creative. I'll give it that. Have you been here before?
Yes, many times over the past 40 years. Everything basically looks the same right now. It's just less people.
This store seems to have quite a few fireworks. Do you know how many different types of fireworks are here?
A rough estimate? 105.
We gotta get this. I mean, we're here. We might as well go authentic, right?
Indeed.
All right. There you go. If you had to pick one attraction or activity in the park that you'd recommend to us, what would it be?
The Reptile Lagoon.
This used to be indoor putt-putt, and it was just, wasn't occupied for the last 6 years, and they came up with the idea of turning it into the lagoon.
When you first came to south of the border, what was your initial impression of it?
I didn't really. It's hard to say. I came in December. It's hard to describe because this time of the year is pretty dead. It's not. I didn't really have. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what my impression was. I was too busy trying to picture what we had to do here.
My brother created this place.
The original owner, he was a real good man to work for. I guess if you knew Mr. Schaefer the way some of us knew him, he was really what made south of the border.
It grew because of him. He was a journalism major in college and created all the signs. And they have a list in the office of signs that will exist forever. He left the whole bunch of the sayings. If you haven't seen our signs, they are very famous.
I actually started in 1970. I was only 13 at the time, almost 14. And but I started at an early age, and we had to start at an early age, but it was 13.
The thing that I am so proud to tell people that weren't old enough to know, Lola's Indian, American Indian. Nobody would have hired the Indians from across North Carolina or the blacks. When my brother opened south of the border, he surprised the local community. He hired everybody. He hired the Indians, the blacks. There was never, we were taught there was never any difference. And Lola was a young girl, and she's telling you the truth. She came here because her father had died, and she came to help a family of 19 children across the line, help her mother. That was one thing that helped open up the South with prejudice. I'm very proud of that. That is something that I hope that your generation has not come across.
Ben Bernanke, chairman of the Federal Reserve, worked south of the border as a teenager. Can you tell me anything about him?
All I know is he was a waiter.
I worked at south of the border for 2 summers, waiting tables. It was hard work, but the tips were good, which helped pay my college expenses. I enjoyed getting to know the other staff, which included longtime employees as well as teachers and others earning extra money during the summer.
But he got a scholarship to Harvard, and also I guess he was saving money, and that's all I know about his work in here. I do know that he came, he made some sort of visit a couple years ago, maybe more, and he asked them to bring him out so he could see the place again.
I've taken my children when they were 7 and 8.
And what did they think?
Oh my, this is Wonderland for my son, Junkland, USA. For a little boy.
How long ago was this when you took your kids? Or your...
My kids were 7 and 8, back in the early 80s. Yeah, it was a busy place in the early 80s, yeah. A lot of children, a lot of families.
Hearing the stories from the customers that were babies here, teenagers, grown, married, bring their kids, their grandkids. It spans generations of children. And I love to hear it. They all have different stories as to how they remember it. And, you know, it's not often a place survives, you know, all kinds of stuff.
So, final impressions?
Final thoughts. This place is pretty cool. It was way different than I thought it would be, just driving by it. There's a lot more to do, a lot more to see than what you see when you're just driving by.
It's fascinating that this, like, it's not a historical landmark, but it might as well could be for this town. Like, it's been there since the road has been open to, from the top of the country all the way to the bottom. And I just think that, yeah, it might be weird, but you know what? Just stop by. Like, it's not gonna hurt. You could shave a couple minutes off your trip.
If you had to pick a favorite part, what would it be and why?
It'd be Pedro Land. It's pretty awesome. For $8 you get free whatever you want to do. We played bumper cars and miniature golf yesterday. It's pretty fun.
What was the very first thing that caught your eye about this place?
The Sombrero Tower. I'm gonna be honest, I mean, you can see that thing from pretty far away, so... I mean, once you just see that colorful hat in the distance, I mean, you can only be in one place. Yeah, I'd have to say the Sombrero Tower.
And if you could describe this place in one word, what would that word be?
One word. See, that's the thing. I don't think it can be described in one word. I think it needs a whole sentence or a paragraph. Better yet, you gotta come see the place. But no, just to answer the question, if I had to describe south of the border in one word, it'd be... festive. We just realized that this car right here, this one right here that we're coming up on, they bought a south of the border statue. They've bought it and strapped it to their car. I don't have any words. I'm actually a little speechless. But oh my